Hey yo, Daily Riders! Zack here with RevZilla and welcome to Los Angeles, California and RevZilla West and the Daily Rider leaderboard update for 2023. We're going to talk through some of the best and worst motorcycles we rode this year, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we're going to do next year. Bear with me. I'll be right back. All right. So, Daily Rider 2023, we have 20 motorcycles that we rode this year. Let's start with the top of the leaderboard. So you got your Honda Transalp at the very top, followed by the Suzuki V-Strom 800DE and the Suzuki SV650. For those that paid attention all this year on Daily Rider, you will remember that for a while there, it was a Suzuki Lockout at the top. And then Honda came in right at the end there with the Transalp and took the crown. And I stand by that for what it's worth. The best motorcycle in the Daily Rider lineup for 2023 was definitely the Honda Transalp. It was a fantastically good motorcycle to ride, surprisingly good in so many ways. And I just think that Honda deserves a tip of the cap and maybe even an apology for me, because I was expecting that bike to be kind of drab and kind of boring. And I don't really know why. I guess Honda has a reputation for that a little bit, but also Honda has a reputation for building darn good motorcycles for many decades. Maybe I shouldn't have doubted such a superpower. At any rate, if you have your doubts about the Honda Transalp being boring, I would keep those in check and give it a try, if you can. As is tradition here on Daily Rider for the year-end updates, we got to talk about the biggest disappointment. I'm tempted to talk about the V-Strom 800 because I just thought that the V-Strom 800 was going to be the Honda Transalp, and then it kind of wasn't, and it was a little kind of like numb and a little tinny and a little kind of, I just didn't do it for me. But I mean, it's just impossible to couch that bike as a disappointment. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, it was atop the leaderboard for so long. Spurge's bike, way down here. That would be fun to talk about my buddy's bike as the biggest disappointment. But the truth is, it delivers just about everything it's supposed to deliver. It's just uncompromising and loud. And as I said in my article, has fragile knees, just like the man Spurgeon himself. I just think that the Sondor's Metacycle has got to be the most disappointing bike of the year. I don't know what else to say. It's not good. It's truly one of the most disappointing and discombobulated and uncomfortable motorcycles that I've ever tested. So Sondor's is a company that does not appear to be, as of the publishing of this video, succeeding in the world of motorcycling. However, I do think while that motorcycle is so bad, it is a beacon of the future to some extent, I think. And I think there's a lot that can be learned. Let's talk about the biggest surprise, shall we, of 2023. And there are some candidates here. Kawasaki Eliminator, good bike, good bike. Wasn't expecting that necessarily. Triumph Bonneville T100, just an absolute sweetheart of a motorcycle. But then again, not a huge surprise, right? I mean, probably realistically, right, it's a motorcycle built by Triumph. Triumph knows how to build motorcycles. We can't be surprised by that. The biggest surprise, I think, is right here. CF Moto 450 SS. That is the sort of Ninja 400 wannabe, if you will, or so we thought. And then we had that bike around for a while. We rode it around, and it's a real treat of a bike. It's not a wannabe Ninja 400. It's different. It feels different. The riding position is different. The engine is very different. It's feature laden in a way that is different from a Ninja 400 and also quite impressive, much less for a bike at that price point. But even a bike that's $10,000 or $15,000, it's got a nice suite of features. And I think above all, what the 450 SS did was show me and show the staff here at RevZilla West that CF Moto is not just building imitation bikes. The 450 SS has got something going on. It's really quite an engaging bike to listen to ride, to look at. It's not a copycat really in any way. And that was good to see. So that's the biggest surprise. Which I suppose means we got to move on to an honorable mention. Which motorcycle has the most honor of all of the? I'd like to give a nod to the Daily Rider Classics board, which I don't think we really filled out much of in 2023. I think the Winnebago might have been the only one. And what a dangerous piece of garbage of a motorcycle that was. Not because Honda made it, but because my friend Ari modified it, of course. If you're not familiar with that episode, I would recommend you check it out just to see exactly how a motorcycle should not be put together. As far as honorable mention, I think I might go back to, there's a couple ones. SV650, I mean, a legend, and on the podium as it deserves to be. A ZX4RR, finally, a 400cc 4-cylinder sport bike, just makes you tingle in all the right ways. Zero DSRX, way down on the leaderboard because of the high expense and the limited range and the things that electric bikes struggle with, but boy, is that a good bike. I mean, it really, for that low on the leaderboard, it's one that I truly enjoyed riding and would love to have in my garage. However, honorable mention is gonna go to the Kawasaki Eliminator. Just an answer to a question that nobody asked. Who was saying, like, you know what would be cool is like a small engine and then like a cruiser kinda, but not really, and a naked bike kinda, but not really. And so it's sort of sporty, but not super sporty, but it's not really a cruiser. Who was asking for that? Who wanted that bike to be built? I don't know, but it's great. It's a good bike. The Eliminator is not an ADV, it's not really a sport bike, and it's pretty far up there. And it's affordable and approachable, and it's just a much better machine than I thought it would be, and I just think it's remarkable that it exists. And with that, I think we are just about finished with this Daily Rider update. Couple more things I need to remind you of. One, all of these bikes, of course, will go onto an archive leaderboard and be moved over here. So we'll shuffle this whole thing down. We're getting to be a pretty big ecosystem of bikes here, and I'm proud of that, I have to say. I think we're 80 bikes deep now. Another thing I should mention is that we are open to suggestions for what should be covered here on Daily Rider. You can use the comment section on YouTube to make a bike suggestion, and if lots of other people upvote that bike, then we'll do our best to get our hands on it. That's how we ended up with the Kawasaki Z650 RS on the leaderboard and the, Yamaha XSR 900. Those were both suggested bikes that we didn't really know people cared so much about, but there were a lot of thumbs up for the suggestion, and we got the bike, and the episodes did well. So we want to do what you want to see over here at Daily Rider, with the little caveat that we reserve the right to refuse service to anyone, just like your bartender. So keep that in mind. The last thing I need to mention is that if you would like to see a closer look at the Daily Rider list for 2023, or indeed any of the other years that Daily Rider has existed, you can go over to Common Tread at RevZilla.com, where I put together an article each and every year that includes a breakdown of the list, links to every bike on YouTube, as well as links to other content on Common Tread, such as written articles or podcasts, stuff like that, that if you're interested in the bike, you might enjoy. The link to the article and those other articles are in the description of this video. And aside from that, thanks for sticking with me for another year here. There's a small team of us here that sort of chip away at Daily Rider. It is not a fancy high-end production, as you can tell by me holding this GoPro in an empty garage, but we take pride in what we do. We try to deliver the best content we can, and we all very much appreciate that you all have stuck around and watched as many episodes as you have and enjoyed riding along to work with us. So thank you again for the clicks, for the views, for the memories, for the rides. I hope you have an excellent end to your 2023 and beginning to your 2024, and I will see you very soon. Later, everybody.
This might be just about as clear as a road gets to try and do a wheelie. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Whoa, hey. That's more like it. Yeah. There we go. Look at it go. Holy smokes. You can wheelie it, and it is a very good wheelie bike. Look at it go. Look at it go. Look at it go, everybody. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, oh my gosh, can it ever do a wheelie? I mean, yeah, the front wheel came off the ground. There we go. And there's no damping in the fork at all, so it just sort of springs back up, and you can do, you can do little wheelies. So I would not recommend building or riding a Winnebago in any capacity, really. I definitely would not recommend wheeling it. Definitely. What was I thinking?